What up? What up? What's sibbity? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Wrap Up, aka Kicking It with the Cousins. Tony on the mic, and as always, I'm joined by my mailman, your mailman, the Puff Puff Pass. It's 420 mailman. I'm talking about Oz, the people's mailman. What's going on, brother?
Normally, I don't endorse things like that, but you know what? Keep the party going.
I like that. Nice little reference there. I like that. I like that. But what's going on, brother? Before we get all up in here, how is the people's mailman feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I was feeling really good before we got onto this thing, and now all of a sudden, all hell is breaking loose in the Sixers and Nets game. I don't know what's going on. People getting ejected, a lot of nut shots, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they can pull it out, and like I said, I have some props here that hopefully I can use if they get a victory. So as soon as you get the word, let me know. But yeah. So, anyways, brother, another Thursday night. Appreciate everybody in the chat. As always, the link is at the top of said chat, so feel free to jump on in there. So, man, let's jump right into it. Last week or this week, I guess we say Monday, it was another solo episode for the cousins, and yeah, it was another episode for the cousins, and it was just you and I, me and you, and we got to talking a little bit about a bunch of stuff. But the highlight of the show, I guess we could start with the main event, was the Watchdogs. You had some serious takes on that.
Just a little bit. But let me preface this by saying, which I did say, I love everybody in this hobby. So that's number one. I got no ill will towards anybody. The reason that I went on the rant that I did, it was just there's a couple times where I feel like people get out of hand, man. They say things, they take it too far. They attack, personal things, whether I've heard things about people's wives, I've heard things about people's jobs, I've heard, questioning people's manhood. And it's like, why does it have to get to that level just because you're not agreeing with that particular person when it comes to how they roll in the hobby? We always talk about like, I'm not concerned about what he collects and how he collects. It's just, I believe that what he's doing is this, this, and this. And it's cool. We all have opinions and you can feel that way and that person can feel another way. And it's okay to agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that or to point something out that's, if there's tomfoolery, if there's shenanigans, cool, we got to do that. We have to make sure that we police ourselves because there's nobody out there that's going to do it, and then people will get away with whatever they can get away with. So it's definitely, these people are needed. Like we talked about an ecosystem where everybody has to eat, and that includes the hobby watchdogs. They're doing a great service, but then sometimes like anything, you can get out of hand. You know what I mean? There's extremes in everything. So
Yeah. Everything within, like I said, everything within reason. Before I expand on that, let me get a couple comments here. Kamish is in here. What's up, Kamish? What's going on? Our guy, Mr. Hail Mary, is here. He said they thought Oz is on vacation. Oz will be leaving from the studio, right? Jumping on the plane. There he is. He's almost in vacation. I guess,
hold
yeah,
on,
just you'll be in vacation mode.
hold on. I gotta do my
Oh boy. Yeah.
customary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're
MJ.
you're jumping the gun a little bit
That's
with the
okay. That's okay.
part
I
of the
had to
week.
do it. They talking about vacation. I had to get ready. So
I
go ahead.
got
I'm,
you.
I'm
I
gonna
got
rock these for a little bit now.
All right, cool. Our guy Hiraldo Luis Alvarez in the building, which we're working on a super secret project that we can't wait to announce to you guys. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Tony's
Eh,
great with secrets, by the way.
I am. Tune into Monday. Tune into Monday's episode as I reveal some secrets.
Or
Debbie,
or or lack
appreciate
thereof.
or lack thereof. Yeah, Debbie, what's going on? Nice to see Debbie in the chat. The Cardboard Trap House is listening. And this guy, we got to hook up with this guy real soon. Matthew, Mr. 1956 Tops guy. We got to get you on the show, Matt. We'll figure that out
Yes,
and we'll
sir.
make it happen, man. I can never get enough. Actually, now that Matt's there, damn, I wish I would have had. It kind of changes my card of the week idea, but it's too late. It's over in the other room. I'll never go over there and get it. But who else is in here? James Lumen in the house. Go ahead, Oz.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Mr. James Lou, man. What's up, baby? Bring me some luck, man. We need a Sixers W. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. And Hail Mary says, in regards to Oz, to your comment, he's like, I may feel a certain way, but I'll never put anyone on blast.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's fine. And there he is, Mr. Sweetness, Steve Splenda is joining.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, so I appreciate everybody jumping in with us. And so real quick, Debbie said, "Vacation Oz just gonna have that much more time to scoop up MJ and Stranger Things too. Vacation Oz might be dangerous Oz."
Yeah, yeah. Who's bad?
Yeah. But nah, dude, yeah, getting back to that real quick. Yeah, man, like I always say, there's a way you can do things, and when you start attacking people's what they do for a living, and then when you said like you nailed it, when it gets beyond the cards, beyond the
Yeah,
business, beyond the anything that is card related, hobby related, once you get outside of that, it just makes no sense. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so besides that, we also talked about what else? Oh geez, now I got tripped up because I when you said about the picture taking thing, but we're gonna wait till we
yeah,
got some guests coming in, and so we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we talked about some little national prep we got coming up, which is that's always fun.
yeah.
So we got
It was cool 'cause that when we talked about just the evolution of cousins since the last national to now, which is like night and day. I mean, we're still the same old cousins, but it just feels the same but different. It's like I like to say.
yeah,
Um, I finally feel like we're kind of hitting our stride and things are going cool. I love doing this every Thursday, this hobby hangout, everybody coming in, chilling. Cheers to everyone. This is a really, really, really dope thing that I think it's becoming a thing, Tony. I don't know. Is it just me? I think it's becoming a thing.
no, yeah, it's becoming a thing. It's cool. Like I said, it's I like the interaction with the chat, and we get to, like I said, review the week, and yeah, it's a different atmosphere. I like it. So I guess we're gonna address that comment there. Ziggy says, "Happy 420 mil, man. You ever deliver a stinky package?"
It's funny you say that. I have a story. I don't think I should say it though, because I might get somebody fired. But let's just say there was one time clerks were smelling something a little bit funny,
Yeah.
and I had to deliver said package, and kind of didn't do it just because didn't feel right doing it because I kind of
Okay.
felt like it wasn't up to speed. But yeah, there's always certain things that people try to get away with when it comes to using the post office and mailmen to do their things. And when you have someone with the utmost, respect and professionalism like myself, the people's mailman, I would
Right.
never do anything like that. But there's others out there that you slip them a couple hondos, and they're willing to do anything, get their
Okay.
hands dirty.
Fair enough. So Hail Mary says he's ready for the faction. Yes. Quick cheap plug. That is the faction is coming back. We just had Shane was out and making memories down in Augusta. So we're definitely gonna hook up with him, and we'll be taking care of that real soon. So looking forward to getting back in the studio with Shane. So so the whole chat is turned completely sideways with it being 420. So we're just gonna try and navigate that as
The
best
Oz
we
does
can.
not deliver that sticky icky, no.
Not yet. So, but listen, you brought up a topic before, and Kamish, feel free to jump in here at some point whenever you want. We'll go over the stuff you wanted to talk about. But as you brought forth to me a interesting topic, I hadn't gotten up to speed on it, but the Golden 100, some big stuff going down.
Yes.
So talk to me about that a little bit
Yeah.
and what.
So I was just, doing my job like I always do, and I happened to stumble across Instagram today. I wasn't, taking time out and actually doing anything on there. It just happened to pop up on my phone when I was trying to call another mailman, and here comes Ken Golden, talking about his new LA Netflix premiere of King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch, and he actually went and he revealed the Golden 100, a lot of the items that are up for bids in auction, and it's like the best cards, comics, memorabilia, and a couple of the items. One of them is actually the Michael Jordan flu game, the sneakers he actually wore, and they were signed and given to the ball boy. So those are up for auction, which is pretty crazy. He had a like first appearance comics as Superman, Batman, Spider Man. He actually had the George Reeves Superman costume that he wore in the 50s, which is crazy. The Kate Winslet dress from the Titanic. He also had what was it, the Dream Team, like all 12 players, their jerseys and shorts,
Mhm.
game worn. So it's pretty cool. Photo match and stuff like that. So I just thought it was pretty awesome. Of course, they have the usuals, the Mickey Mantle. They had a LeBron rookie card with on card auto patch up to 23. So all kinds of stuff that obviously when you got loot, in order to get into it, you have to have $100,000 minimum on sports related items, and non-sports it would be a $50,000 minimum to get into this auction. So it's all kinds of stuff, man.
Definitely a big boy auction. Like the
Yeah,
fact when I saw the he bust out the video about that they have all 12 uniforms, jerseys and shorts of the dream team.
yeah,
Like that's something else, man.
that's crazy. And it's
Like to think
all yeah, photo matched, so it's all
yeah.
legit.
Yeah,
And I
from when they
believe that's
played Lithuania.
Lithuania. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, to have that and the other items, I can't wait to see what the other items are because obviously it's way out of my price range, but it's kind of cool to see that stuff happen. Like that stuff to me, I mean, and a little tease in the Mondays episode where we talk about some of our guilty pleasures, where I talked about watching auctions, like that stuff to me is kind of made for TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they really jazz it up where you could have, I mean, some people might want to stay, anonymous when they're bidding like this, but that could be make for some good TV drama. I
I
mean,
believe so. I believe so. Dude, I'm honestly, I'm excited. Uh, I'm not the biggest Kenny G fan, but I think it's pretty cool what they're trying to do and accomplish. Like we always talk about the American Pickers, how it's going to be
mhm,
like that, but with sports cards and memorabilia. So it's cool to get something like that out for the hobby, get us on the map,
mhm,
and bring us to the forefront. Because we've always been like everybody's known about sports cards and collecting. It's been around for hundreds of years. So now it's like now we're finally coming to the forefront, and it's becoming like a legit type thing. So big things are on the horizon between that fanatics and all the people that are in the hobby right now, the strength of the hobby, what we're doing with content, and
mhm.
all the kinds of cars that are coming in. I think it the future's bright, man. Yeah, I know for a while there they were like, is the hobby dead? I don't think so, man. I just think it's like what's the tip of the iceberg as to what's going to happen in the next couple years.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff and cheap little plug for the later on in the show. Stick around. I have a fanatic story. It's kind of wacky. Let's just put it like that. But before we get to that, we touched on the you said you called it the bane of your existence, which was taking pictures of your cards or your toys or whatever and dealing with the glare. So we're bringing in an expert to help us
Oh,
out with that stuff. So without further ado, let's bring in the commish, Mr. Irish Flyers collector, who is an expert on taking pictures
I don't
of
know
his
about
cards.
that.
And so commish, just real quick, and look, see, this is great. So this is a double. We got both experts coming on. Give me 1 second, and I'll bring. So
see,
it's perfect
we
timing.
already got somebody that got all the answers right there.
Yeah, well, we have one, but then we have to have, we got a double whammy of you know, another expert. So let's bring in the second guy here. I think he's getting his background ready.
You over here?
That's gets
You
really
over there?
super fancy. I think we're good. So let me bring him in here.
Yeah, what side am I going to be?
Mr. Rob, the sports card
Oh,
therapist
Hey,
in the
yeesh.
building. Rob, what's going on, brother?
Here we
How's
go.
it going, fellas? How's it going?
Oh,
Tony,
we're living,
Oz, cousin Neil.
yeah,
what's going on?
We
we're
got
living
Uncle
it,
Rob.
living the dream, living the dream. So yeah, real quick. So 1956 Top Sky says scans, scans no reflections with that, but sometimes it, like, if you have props involved and things like
Props.
that, so there's, it's about the props. So commish,
Oh,
just
that's my guy Matthew in the house.
yeah,
Matthew, what's going on, man?
absolutely. So which like I said, because Rob, you posted a picture today of three cards. It was like Plaxico, Eli, and Shockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just said, oh well, just were you taking a picture? And the other day, the three of us, Oz and the commission, myself, were texting back and forth about sometimes what a pain in the butt that could be. And go ahead, commission man, tell them what's going on.
Well, I was doing running around the house like I was talking to Oz about that one video you did of your Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
stuff on the stairs, and I was just laughing to myself because I was like, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes before that happened, my wife was making fun of me for going around the house, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you walking around like you looking like you lost your keys?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to find a spot to take a picture of my damn cards." I'm trying, and she's like, "Well, what's the matter?" And I was like, I'm like, well, in this room, I'm getting the reflection of the ceiling fan on the card, or if I lay it down flat, or I'm getting the light glare, or I get to see my stupid fat face in the picture in the frame. I'm like, I gotta hold the card way back here and zoom in, and she's just laughing at me. She's just like, "What are you? You are a grown ass man. You're just like, what are you doing?" I'm like, I gotta get the stand in there. Gotta get my display stand, my stand-up displays in there. I gotta get everything. I'm like, it's just gotta be right. You don't understand. And I'm like, and that's when I started text messaging with you. I'm like, this is really the plague of the hobby that we all have to struggle with, but nobody's talking about it.
Maybe somebody, I don't know, Rob. Do you have those issues? It seems that you post a lot of cards. Do you have issues with glares, or do you have like the perfect?
No, I definitely do. And as I was listening to you guys, your episode on Monday, and you were talking about taking the perfect picture and how you're in the basement for 2 hours, and your wife's like, "Who you texting? Who is she?"
Yeah,
You know,
I'm like, man,
taking
get out of here.
pictures of my cards.
I think it's worse. That's worse.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
it's worse,
worse.
but it's like homeboy from State Farm. You know what I mean? Is that Jake from State Farm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I think I've kind of given up over the last like 6 months to a year with trying. I mean, I think when you look at most of my card pictures, you can see, as Neil would say, my fat face. And in the card, like you can see it in the glare. I don't even care because usually I'm just getting home and my wife's like, and I'm like, "I'll be down in 2 seconds." And she's like, "Babe, if it's not 2 seconds, I'm coming up there." So I got to get that picture in quickly.
You're like, screw it.
Yeah.
That's great. I've tried and I have a goofy scanner over here. I don't know what the heck, and it always, and I've done the scans, and some of them they come out good. You blow up. So that's the nice
Now,
way.
does the scanner, does it get like if you have, say, a refractor or something like that? Because sometimes I see like scans where it just takes away the shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get that. Maybe Matthew knows. He might have a little bit more experience, but yeah, with the refractors, I don't think you kind of
Yeah,
get
you
that.
gotta get that. Gotta get that perfect
Yeah,
angle,
exactly.
and
Yeah, so
that's why you do that little video at the end of your pictures. You get that where you're just rocking it back and forth.
yeah,
Give it
got
the
that.
the
Yeah,
Royals wave.
this like this. Get the
Yeah, exactly. There
there you
you
go.
go.
Yeah, so that obviously that is so that says that Epson V600 in a dark room with the lights off. The refractors are tricky. So there you go.
I was
So look
getting
at that.
teased
So,
because I bought that ring light. Remember, got the ring
sure,
light, and somebody saw it sitting on the kitchen table. Like, "Oh, did your
sure.
daughter get that for her like Instagram pictures?" I was like, "No, I got it for mine."
See that people talk about top loaders, penny sleeves, but
Yep.
this is the hot sauce.
Non-reflective cases. Some company, one of the grading companies, is going to come up with like a non-reflective case
Yeah,
for your photos or something
That's
like
a
that.
good idea. That's a great idea.
there
I
you
like
go.
that. I
Somebody's
like
about
know.
to be a
But
bazillionaire.
my favorite one is like when I'm like, if I'm setting it on the couch or something like that, and I'm like laying on the floor on the couch, and I'm kind of holding my hand up like I'm a spy movie, like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible or something like that. I'm just like popping my hand up and trying to look out the side. I mean, it's like I'm doing like damn yoga. I swear.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Rob, did you see any of that Ken Golden, the top 100 of his auction?
I did not know.
Oh, bro, you got to check that out. It's on his Instagram. It's a crazy auction going off the golden 100 is what they call it, and they have anything from Michael Jordan's flu game, his sneakers, and all kinds of craziness. LeBron rookies. You should probably enter into that space. Maybe you can get on there, bro.
Get on what?
Get on there with your Mikan or your LeBron.
I think I'm good, man.
You're good.
I think I'd be I think I'd kind of be messing with the competition if I did something with
Oh, that's true.
built-in. Imagine what that phone call would be like from PWCC. It'd be like,
Oh,
"Ba-ding!
that's true. That's a
Yeah,
little
hi
complex.
Rob. We caught your live last night. You have a few minutes to talk."
You know,
Hey,
that kind
Rob,
of forgot about that.
we're currently bidding on your auction, but it's not on our platform. It's just the craziest thing ever. So let's
Uh,
have a talk.
Just go ahead and delete that. Oh, we're live. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, but Oz said they're like, click.
Yeah, for sure. We get to some of these comments real quick. Matthew says, lid open is key. Oh, scanner needs to be CCD style. The cheaper scanners do not work well with slabs. Look at that. See that? We're learning some stuff up in here.
The thing is
Steve
with like
Splenda says taking pictures of
sorry,
what's
the scans and like the photo collages, I feel like that just takes away from the whole personality of it. Like I love kind of in my mind picturing how I want them angled, like where I want them, what I want the light to look like. Like I like when Oz posts his, I feel like there's always kind of something different to it and some flavor to his posts. Um, Speaking of, you got that whack ass gold Donovan McNabb I saw.
whack ass. What's whack ass is you know what? See, look, I was nice.
Oh,
So
geez.
listen, I
Here it
was
comes.
nice because check it out.
Here it
So
comes.
because you posted Shockey
Poke,
and Eli and Plaxico, and so I see
poke,
this
poke.
thing and I typed it out the comment and I backed it off. Then I typed it again and I backed it off.
Was it?
And I was like, I'm just gonna let it go. I was gonna say it was something to the effect of Plaxico shot himself 4 times during the taking, by the time it took Rob to take the picture of Plaxico had. But so now we can just bust balls here. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
No, listen, salute to you, man. Is that a gold prism?
It is a gold prism, and it's the only gold prism in my whole collection. It just like ran across that.
What's that numbered out of?
1 out of 10.
Is that the Monopoly or is that just the
That is
regular?
not the Monopoly. I'm probably the only guy who doesn't know anything about the Monopoly prism that's going on right now. That's totally gone way over my head. I thought it was a game. I guess it's a game.
Young one though, right?
I'm aware of that. I saw that there's an error where he's playing against his own teammates. So
Oh, it's yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, for sure. Big John is here. Big John, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you there. And Hail Mary cannot wait for the national because we're gonna throw it down, brother. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be great. Yeah. So oh yeah, real quick, Rob. Congratulations, Hail Mary just mentioned it. Tell us a little bit about that. All of a sudden I wake up and Rob's in a wrestling set and you have a metal insert. Like what?
Oh yeah. No, appreciate that. I'm hopefully getting mine in the next day or two. So apparently they only did a limited run of 100 sets, and basically I had someone from the wrestling card community reach out to me and they said, hey, we're going to be putting like 20 people in the wrestling card community in a card set, would you be interested? I was like, yeah, that'd be great, man. And then by the end of it all, it ended up being 50. So there's 50 people with their own card, like whether if it's their known collectors, if they're content creators, and I think there's 100 sets, so there's 100 cards of me, but there's two like metal versions of the card, I guess. So yeah, so I'm I would imagine someone's probably thinking in their sick brain that they're going to try to collect all 100 metal cards, but I don't see that working. I think everyone's going to want their own metal cards. So yeah, I ordered 2 boxes, and so I have like a one.
Where do you order those from, Rob?
They're just a card store, a big card store in Phoenix, Arizona, is the one behind them. So, so yeah.
Congrats, you're
Which,
in Water
yeah,
Alliance.
it's cool, nothing major, but
Yeah, it's
That's
just
major.
hard.
That's
Oh, it's
major.
big. It's a big deal.
When,
Yeah.
when there's metal involved, that's major.
Sure. Yeah, a little bit. Which, by the way, when we get off the air, you guys, if you can, just stay on. I have something to tell you off the air. I don't want to spoil Monday's episode, but maybe we can pull the curtain back.
Hold on. I have
Here
some
we
news
go.
right now. It's 100-97. Sixers are up 3 with 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. So Matt
Now-
wants to know if you have an NIL deal, Rob.
I do not at the moment. I'm working on something. No.
What's that called? That
Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
no, that thing they call, like, when you go from team to team or in the college now or some crap.
Oh, the portal.
The portal. Are you in the portal?
I don't think
No,
so.
you're not in the portal. But speaking of wrestling, here's another segue. So we had this week we had Draymond mud stomp somebody. We had Embiid kick somebody. We had Dylan Brooks poking the bear, as he calls it, and we had CP3 bump in to give Kawhi the cold shoulder after the game in the, well, not even the handshake line. They're walking off the court.
Did they
So,
really? CP3 bumped.
Yeah, they did. You know, they kind of just
Him and
bumped.
Kawhi.
Yeah,
Who initiated it?
it was
Mutual?
both parties. Yeah, mutual.
There's
Yeah,
no
both.
way it's 50-50. It's just like the Seinfeld episode where Jerry and Elaine were talking and they're like, there's no such thing as a 50-50 breakup. Someone always initiates it and someone always catches feelings afterwards. It's like that with these shoulder bumps. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have
Someone-
to go back and
It's not like
yeah,
they pre-planned it, so someone initiated it.
that's true. We're gonna have to go back and break down the film. But I was just talking about it. Is the 80s and 90s style of beating each other up back? What do you think?
I hope so. I think everyone hopes so, man.
It's
Look,
it's been real physical out there. I've been seeing some, and here's the deal: the refs are letting them play, which is even crazier. And these games are really getting really out of hand at points. I'm like, whoa! Like they just ejected. The funny thing is, James Harden, he's doing his little dribble shake, and he stuck his hand out. It was a little low. It kind of hit the guy in the nuts by accident. And right there, because of all the shenanigans that were going on beforehand, he just went and tossed freaking Harden out of the game. And I'm just like, now you want to start throwing people out after Embiid just kicked homeboy in the nuts. But yeah, man, it's getting a little physical out there. I like it.
And what about
Oh.
the Knicks Cavs game the other night?
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Commissioners has a
I'm throwing a flag.
What happened?
Who are the two closest people I know that give me grief about fighting still being in hockey?
There's a difference between actually. No, don't. Let me say my piece. I'll say yours. There's a difference between being legally allowed to drop gloves and go ahead and physically punch somebody for about 5 minutes while everybody stands around and watches it and cheers on, as opposed to an occasional nut shot, that they try to get away with. That's two different things. We got glorified UFC fighting in freaking hockey.
There's a penalty on that, by the way. It's a penalty. It's not legal. It's a penalty.
Oh yeah, go sit your ass down after 15 minutes of fighting.
They go
Come
in the
back in 2
timeout
minutes.
box. They go in the penalty box. So
Not the thing. But go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry for the nonsense here.
No, I wasn't going to say anything, but there's some good
Yeah.
DMs going on here.
Yeah,
it looks like Matthew is on his way to sign a NIL deal. Name, image, and likeness. Hail Mary Sports Card says that the set sold out quickly, the wrestling card sets, and somehow he knows I'm getting 2 sets. He said you got 2 sets. I don't know how he knows that.
He's the one that made him.
I know, he's right on the money.
Play the song, Tony. Play the song.
Here we go. 3-0 Sixers. Bang, bang. Get them out of here.
Wow.
So let's nothing like some good old thunder sticks on the mic. So let me get some comments here real quick. Look who's in the building, Mr. Sports Card Lessons Podcast. Big Ken.
Big Ken.
Big Ken is here. Appreciate Big Ken. Hail Mary got UFC going, which, by the way, there's a big fight on Saturday night. I know Ken's a boxing, well, used to be a boxing guy. There's a big fight Saturday night. Check it out. Got some big names fighting who probably nobody knows because nobody watches.
You got to read that one. Mike Petty.
Sure. Got it right here. Mike Petty says, my first hockey game, Frenchie Lemieux got his ear cut off. Ref picked it up in a hanky. They sewed it on, and Frenchie was back in the second period, 1968, when hockey was hockey. I like that the guy's name was Frenchie Lemieux.
I wish I had a name like that.
Like,
Frenchie the therapist.
yeah.
Frenchie the therapist.
It's crazy. So, which, by the way, you guys missed. Oz today is the Puff Puff Pass. It's 420 mailman. So
Is that why he had the sunglasses on
Yeah.
before?
I was a little high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So let me
Oh,
tell you a
wait.
story about this box.
What's in
This
the
box
box?
has to do with Fanatics, a delivery man, and something that's totally disgusting inside this box.
I thought you were going to say 420.
No.
Your this
So
box has something to do with today's date.
yeah, no.
For those of
So
you with me.
this got delivered to my house. Wife tells me that her PayPal, something was goofy with the PayPal and something happened with Fanatics. I'm like, okay. So long story short, whatever, she does her thing with PayPal and all that stuff. Well, yesterday I'm sitting on the couch. There's a window right where I can see, and a guy pulls up. And it wasn't a mailman, it wasn't Amazon. Some delivery guy gets out, delivery guy. He's carrying his box. He walks up halfway up my walkway, not even halfway, about a quarter of the way. He stops, pulls up from Steph Curry range, takes the box, shoots it, and it just boom, it hits my door. I see this whole thing. I'm like, is this guy serious? He just pulls up from like the street, bang, shoots. I open the door. I'm like, dude, are you serious? He just looks at me. We're like looking at each other. I was like, can you not throw my stuff? And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, please don't throw my stuff. So we're already off to a bad start. Like my man just rolls in. I'm like, I thought he was one of your people, Oz. But so anyway, so I come inside. This says it's from Fanatics. I open the box, and this stupid thing is in it. It's kind of stupid, but it is a banger because it's
a
has
banger.
it has a Jackie Robinson Day thingy on it, like whatever.
Yeah,
But
the commemorative patch.
yeah, so I'm now the proud owner of a Yankees hat that I don't want, and needless to say, Rod, this is the UA 7 1/4.
1/4?
Yes, sir.
No, that's like a that's like a pinhead right there. Nowadays, I'm probably closer to an 8.
Dang, you got a lot on your mind then.
You got a lot on your mind.
Sports card collectors in the house. What's going on,
What's
man?
going on, Samuel Evans, brother? So
Sam, I am.
yeah.
There's
So
Sam.
now I have so I have this hat.
So okay, so I don't get it. Who the hell ordered that and how to get to you?
Exactly. I have no idea who ordered this.
You think it's a gag gift, like somebody sending you something Yankees? Anybody?
No, because my wife's account got charged for it. So that's the kicker. So I have no idea. So we're trying to get to the bottom of that. But yeah, I thought it was a gag gift. I thought it was one of you goofballs messing around. But
until you saw it was charged to your wife's account.
Yeah, I saw it was charging my wife's account, and my man pulled up from just inside the van and just shoots
hysterical.
it. I mean, I'll give him props for like hitting the porch, but
he got excited. He saw it from Fanatics. He's like, yo,
yeah. He's like, oh, this
light.
is probably some Monopoly card.
He's obviously done that before.
Oh, this is not the first time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. My man's accuracy was on point with
Has your man ever heard of Ring? Jesus.
Yeah, he didn't care, bro. My man was
ring cams, bro. Look, I feel like I'm being watched every minute of the day. I can't do anything. I can't pick my nose. I can't scratch my ass. I can't do because I know I'm gonna be on video somewhere. And trust me, dude, like every day we'll have a meeting in the morning. And God forbid you get into some type of accident, you bust your ass, or you do something out there. Like the one dude got caught pissing off of somebody's balcony in the back, like off their deck. I'm like, oh my God, like be careful, man, because there's camera. The eyes are everywhere.
Can we just take a minute to acknowledge that Oz off air a few nights ago told me during the summer he wears the John Stockton Postman shorts.
I can vouch for that. I saw Oz in his little suit, and only thing I could say now was like, "Wow, nice sack." It was, yeah. Real quick before you make your thing, let me get to these comments real quick. Mike Petty said the only thing that he will buy from Fanatics is a hat. Hail Mary's a 7.5. Sorry, Hail Mary, this is not too big. Kamikaze wears a helmet at 8 7/8. That's Yeah, that's a big boy right there.
Has
All
a
right.
big boy.
Yeah, Papa
Yeah.
Jim, what's going on, fellas? Ripping and flipping cards. What's
Jim.
going on? Kamikaze 9. Kamikaze actually a 9 with hair. So
Nice.
nice. That
I
is
don't have that
perfect.
problem.
Yeah, yeah. So that's awesome.
Nas has hair, ladies and gentlemen. Just so
There
you
you
know.
go, for sure.
Got a big forehead,
So
but I got hair.
there you go. Let me ask you guys. I mean, we do the card of the week, but I'll
Oh,
start with the commish first. Um, Commish, I saw you posted. We always talk about the evolution of the collector all the time.
Yeah.
And you, sir, have been posting a lot of shiny things lately, and that's not that's okay. Like, don't feel some type of way
Did-
about it. It's
yeah, there's just
what
cards that happen to have some shine on them, like a rainbow, portion around the section of the like I bought a net cord card of Couturier, and it had just it's shiny,
Little foil action.
little foil action, a little rainbow action. So you know that's
So would
I
you
got a
say?
couple good. I got a
Would
couple
you
good
say
ones like that.
your tastes are gradually becoming a little bit more spicy?
Yes, caliente.
Yeah,
So I guess it's
not
just
so bland. Little adobo.
a little adobo on the
Yeah.
PC.
yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. It just was a cool card. I liked it. It was the net cord. I never had one, and it was. I didn't notice it was there, but they're. I appreciate those. And then that Lindros one, the memoirs, with the
Mhm.
auto on it and the rainbow hollow on the background of his face overlooking. That one was cool looking to me. So yeah. So I've
Yeah.
been getting a couple of those. Those are probably my nice pickups of the weeks.
Gotcha. We talked
Yeah.
to our guy Corky today, and he picked up a Clemente rookie raw,
Woo.
and we're exchanging DMs back messages back and forth. He's like, I don't want to misquote him. What do you say? He goes, I want to thank you guys for making me not scared to spend a couple bucks. Because Corky is the king of 50-cent cards, dollar cards. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But he was always kind of scared to take delete to
Yeah.
get to, and then we talked about, I was like, in some way or another we all influence each other.
Enabler.
And
Two
well,
weeks
yeah, I
Yeah.
like to
from
say.
now,
And
2 weeks from now, you're gonna get a message from him asking to help with the mortgage. He's gonna be like, guys, thank you so much. I pulled the trigger on this rookie.
I'm gonna
2
sell
weeks
this.
later, he's like, hey, my wife kicked me out. Can
He already, when I always talk about the one guy that got divorced, I kind of think Corky, his first wife, that kind of had something to do with it. But
Mhm.
that's hearsay. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, here's a good comment from Rip and Flipping Cards. My PC changes as I get exposed to product I didn't know existed or a cool style I like. I could not agree more with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. If I see someone with a different, like if I see commish, you bust out a Coots card, I'm like, oh, I want that card, but in my player.
Yep.
Like
I
that
do
happens
that all the
all
time.
the time. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do that all the time. See a card of somebody that I like or a player that I like. I'm like, oh, I wonder if so and so. I wonder if Gretzky's got that card. I wonder if somebody else got this card. So I usually, I've been. Yeah, my PC has grown with, I guess you could say, sponsored and inspired by ...
Yeah, that's exactly what I did with my Allen Iverson collection. It was like, what are all the hot MJ inserts from the
Mhm.
'90s that everybody talks about, and let me get it in, in Allen Iverson. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that with Brady. Just like, even if they know the cards, they're trying to look at value. Like, okay, what Brady cards have really jumped up over the last couple of years, and let me go out and see what Peyton's cards of that same
Yeah.
set are looking like.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You guys with Brady, so I guess maybe this is it. I think. You guys think he trends upward going here, or are we kind of seeing the tippy top of his market? And I mean, obviously, throw 2020 out of the window, but do you think it's kind of going to be a gradual increase, or is it just going to be this is it and kind of just hold steady for the time? Go ahead, Commish. I'll kick it to you first.
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to hold steady because I think we're seeing a little market readjustment. It's not dropping. It's not falling out. I just think it's I think it's just leveling off to where it could have been versus where it should be, I guess, versus this major spike. So it might stay for a little bit, but as things happen for him, Hall of Fame and that type of stuff, that might increase and plateau, and then increase and plateau. So, whenever somebody, it's going to take a while for anybody to get to close to any of his records anymore. So,
Yeah.
um, his name might not be in the news as frequently.
Yeah. Yeah.
But broadcasting will help keep him in the picture. So,
True. True. Go ahead, Rob. And then I want to get to some of these comments then, but go ahead. Just your thoughts on Brady
Yeah,
going forward.
I don't know if I mean I see his cards really going up anymore either. I look at it like it's almost kind of like vintage, right? It's like vintage is super safe. There's not going to be any peaks and valleys. There's not going to be ups and downs. And for the most part, it's pretty safe, in my opinion. It's safe for the most part as long as you're spending wisely and correctly. And I think that the comps on steady things like vintage or a retired player like Brady is it really depends on the market. When the market goes up, their cards are going to go up. They're guaranteed. They're blue chip cards. You don't have to worry about a massive dip.
Mhm.
Because they had a big game or because they got an injury or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Oz, and then
You stole the words right out of my mouth. I just think that we obviously with the big spike, the cards just got outrageous. There was a readjustment, so now he's like at that, like Rob just said. Now he's considered like vintage. So it's like Tom
Mhm.
Brady. He's the goat. He's the best football player out there, and those prices right now they reflect that. So now it's just going to be a steady, slow, increase. I don't see it falling back down, and God forbid the hobby just falls off the face of the earth, which I don't think it's going to happen. It's just going to now just be a nice little slow increase, just like the vintages.
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I agree. A couple of these comments real quick. Nelson Nieves, y'all four turning into my Thursday entertainment for the week. Perfect combination. Appreciate you, Nelson, man. He said this is
Thanks.
just a couple of dudes that we kind of getting to know each other pretty well. So yeah, for sure. Samuel Evans, 90s, 90s, the greatest era of inserts ever. I definitely agree. And also he points out, Rob, that picture of Biggie in the background is fire. I really like that.
Thank you, man. The Coogee sweater, the
Yeah.
crown.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Rip and Flippy said he saw a YouTube video with 85 tops 3D. Now he ordered 85 and 86 sets. Goofy but different up my alley. That's
Nice.
perfectly
I
fine,
love it.
man.
Huh.
Perfectly fine. This is one comment though, Steve, and we actually, Rob, you touched on this and you got some reaction. And I don't have the exact quote, but I'll kind of put up Steve's thing here. He says, speaking of your mortgage, but he says if you're ever over leveraged on cards, cards, infinite your mortgage and buy more cards. So yeah, I have to get the exact quote, but basically that was a take by, I guess you can call him an influencer. I don't know.
Well,
we,
he's one of the top dogs when it comes to flipping. He's in the flip game. He's the
yeah,
man. Roth
yeah,
cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the young. He's one of the young
Let
boys
me
that.
get the
Yeah.
yeah. And Rob, I mean, if you want to go over the quote real quick, or I can get it, but it was kind of an interesting quote because when as we're all in the hobby and we're in our different stages of life, I thought it was a little goofy and irresponsible to
A little reckless.
a little reckless, little reckless.
Shout out to Reckless Cards.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I don't have the exact quote right now. Let me pull it up as we're looking for
It
it.
was a story post, so it might have disappeared by now.
Yeah, that is true. But anyways, the point is that it was something to the effect of if you over leveraged on cards, sell cards so that you can go and buy more cards. So technically you don't want to over leverage yourself in the first
Mhm.
place. So I don't know, Rob, you're like I said, you got a bunch of reaction on that. Just if you want to touch on it a little bit.
Yeah, so shout out to Steve Splenda, and I think shout out to Jordan. I think Jordan sent it to Steve Splenda, and then Steve Splenda probably sent it to me and probably other people. But it was just really a story post of Roth cards that said, yeah, something along the lines of if you find yourself over leveraged in cards, keep spending, sell the cards you have now and keep trying to turn over cards until you like get something right, basically. and he sent it to me, and I was like, "What? What?" And I've met Roth cards a couple times. Like nothing against him personally, but I mean that's and I took a screenshot of it and I just put a little quote underneath it and I said, "This is by far the dumbest unsolicited advice I've ever heard. If you ever find yourself over leveraged in cards, you should take a step back and reevaluate your spending habits or your financial situation." Like because I think about people like that go to casinos. Someone will be down 2 grand and they could be almost completely broke, and they're like, what? I have $500 left. Let me just try to get this money back. And then it's like, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things where especially if you're a younger influencer and someone that makes, a lot of videos, they make good videos. I've probably only seen 2 of them in my life. I see more reels on Instagram, I think, of his, but when you put out a good product and it's fancy and it's got the bells and whistles and you're young and you're always on video interacting with children and then you give out that advice. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there there's a reason why they make like video games geared toward kids and you have to keep buying things, and there's like all these horror stories that have come out of like kids like spending 10 grand on their mom's credit card without them even realizing it. They didn't even know, and it's because they were so hooked on this video game, and now the mother is like on the verge of losing the house and stuff like that. So there's like thousands of horror stories out there like that, and I can imagine cards are the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
didn't feel responsible to me. And yeah, I got a crap ton of feedback. I mean, I must have gotten probably close to 50 responses from people, just like writing me paragraphs. And I started to repost some of the responses I was getting back on my story with their permission. I would say, "Hey, would you mind if I post this?" But after like the third one, I'm like, I can't post them all. They get the point.
It can't keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is I never got into gambling like casinos. That doesn't I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. But it's funny cards. In a way, it's still we all look at it as you're taking a chance or taking a gamble. But for some reason, I kind of play it safe. I just get I like I said, I always make sure that anything I get is I don't overextend myself. I stay in my lane. That's why I'm Captain Raw base cards sometimes for some of my favorite players because it still gives me that good feeling staying inexpensive all the time. Don't have to be flashy to be something that you enjoy. And there was another thing I was going to say there, and I just forgot what it was. It just popped out of my head. But just
Yeah.
keep it fun. Keep it
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Don't overextend.
Hmm.
That's what it all boils down to. Collecting what you love, collecting what you like, but doing it in a responsible manner. Because it's
Yeah.
easy, man. It's so easy to try to you start trying to keep up with the Joneses, man. You see what somebody else, you get on IG, you start
Yeah.
looking at their collections, and then it's like, man, I really wish I could have that clout or be something like that. And then
Mhm.
little by little, you start spending some more money that you don't. And then next thing you
Yeah.
know, you're taking out credit cards and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh,
And
man.
there's no guarantee in this hobby, man. Like,
Mm-mm.
you could one card could be, you know, $100,000 card today, and then the next day it could be worth nothing. It's just
Yeah.
there's all kinds of craziness that goes on, depending, especially if you're doing into prospecting. That
Mm.
that's gambling at its
Yeah.
at its finest, man. Like that to me is so scary. And a lot of the younger kids, that's what they're dealing in, especially with quarterbacks. They're trying to get that new up and coming quarterback that has no proven game, hasn't done anything, and they're trying to get in on them. And then next thing you know, they're spending 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. They're trading Tom Brady's for a guy that, broke his leg last year and they think he's going to be starting this year. And it's just like, whoa, everybody's just like chill and relax. But that's
Yeah.
like that flip game, trying to be in front of it, and be the smartest guy in the room. And it can get real intoxicating. Like if you make it a hit, if you're right on one of those guys and you think, damn, this is easy. I could do this. You
Mhm.
could easily get caught up in, in that game and get burnt real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. I think what he now that I'm thinking about it, like that post is like the equivalent of like going to the ATM at the strip joint. Like once you run out and you go to the that's not good, man.
Oh,
You
that's
get
tough.
banged with it with a $30 surcharge and you're chasing He's like, yo, $20 more. I just know it. I just know it. I'm like, yeah, okay. So
Sounds like you have experience there, Tony.
I know someone who did that. I'll tell you off air.
I
It was
need
the
20 more
funniest.
minutes in champagne room.
Yeah,
20
yeah,
more
yeah.
dollar.
I know somebody, and it wasn't me. But
Okay, I was
yeah,
gonna say
man,
it's not TR, right?
So
hey,
I
it's
have
just,
I have a
yeah.
couple friends in the hobby that are dealing high end, that are like high end dealers or flippers or whatever, and I've been seeing more and more people constantly flipping high end Jordan Love. And today, finally, I just messaged someone and I said, if you post another Jordan Love card for sale, we're no longer friends. You're embarrassing yourself at this point. And this is a guy that flips like mostly vintage and stuff. I
Wow.
said, you're embarrassing yourself. He just like hit me back with the laughing emoji, but I'm like, I'm serious, bro.
Yeah, you're not
Nah,
lying.
nah.
Like I find that to be totally ridiculous. Like Jordan Love stinks. Like he's not good. Like I'm telling you that
Hold
dude.
on. Let's okay.
Mark
It's
that down, Oz. He
yeah,
stinks.
April 20th, weed
He
day
stinks.
at
Right?
10:24.
Yeah, he stinks. He
Right.
might
Jordan
be.
Love
He might
stinks.
get better.
It's a
As of
bit
today, he
early. That's a
stinks.
bit early to say. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Dude, he
the
has
Pack-
no business
but the
like
Packers
being
have
ten thousand
bred
dollars.
like
No
multiple generational
business.
quarterbacks in a row.
No, nah, man. It's not it.
Multiple. And
You know what
Rodgers
that is?
sat
That's
behind
expecting Mac
Favre.
Jones to be the next Tom Brady just because he plays for New England and is under Bill Belichick. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he's
So it's
not?
like it's that continuing to say, okay, he's going to go to Green Bay and take pick up right after Brett Favre and what's it, Aaron Rodgers. It's you just can't assume those things. These guys still have to prove it on the field. It just boggles my mind some of the things and the moves that we make and the amount of money that we're spending on guys that have no business that could barely even start. You know what I mean? They're just learning the game, and it's crazy that they're paying more for those cars than for goats like Jordan or LeBron James, and you're like, what? Why would you do that? But yeah, they'll do that all day long, and
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't get
Remember
into that
that?
type of game, and I don't know if it's like a high to be able to make that kind of money on a shitty player. I don't
It's
know.
all hot potato. It's all hot potato.
Yeah,
They're hoping to get a card for 7 grand and then flip it for 8,500, and then maybe someone then will come to them and be like, "I'll give you 10K, half trade, half cash," and it's just like, and then eventually someone gets stuck paying 17K for it, and then the next comp on eBay for that card is like 6K.
I
You
don't
know,
get it,
like,
man.
oh my god, I lost like
you lost the hot
150%.
potatoes, sir. Now you got burnt.
Like, and we as a hobby, we allow that. We keep like that keeps going on and on and on. And it's crazy because like this is the only place where you get to see the end of the movie and act on it, and not enough people do. Like we know who the greats are. Like all those guys are gonna continue to be great, but we're just gonna try and like prospect on dudes that
No,
have no
that's
business.
too easy. That's too
Yeah,
easy.
it's crazy. Like, dude, you could just look like LeBron is who LeBron, like Jordan is who, like it's you. You can see the end of the movie already.
Yeah, but
Like
Yeah.
we're priced out of a lot of the good cards of those.
yeah,
So
yeah, and
there's
but
some funness, and that it's yet
yeah,
another aspect of the hobby, another layer that really makes it fun is we sit here and we have almost complete control over the cards that we buy, sell,
Yeah.
trade, and it's fun. It's really fun, like curating your collection and maybe taking a small gamble, on someone.
Small,
small,
small. It's
small
fine.
being yes,
Everything
yeah.
but it's like these guys are taking gambles on guys that like that are not gonna pan out in 2 3 years, and they're not gonna be in the Hall of Fame. It's just like that, but it's like screw it. Like it's almost like that herd mentality. Like everybody's hopping on the Purdy train or you know
Mhm.
Fields train or whoever the insert hot quarterback name that's coming out of college, and it's like
Remember
Yeah,
last summer when Kellen Mond was like
yeah.
the hottest thing for like 10 days?
The commissioners.
I was all in. He's my third string quarterback in Dynasty. I was like, here he comes.
Yeah, but did you invest any money in him, like in cards?
I
Oh,
invested probably like three virtual dollars.
There you go. Yeah, Kellen Mond. Real quick.
Yeah.
So Matt says I'd rather drop my money on Banks and Jackie. I'm comfortable knowing that the man will always be there.
Matt, I am
Yeah,
with you, my man. I am with you.
yeah,
And
man.
and by Banks, he doesn't mean Ernie Banks, the Chicago Cub. He means Carl Banks, the New York Giants linebacker.
Right.
That's right,
Either
right,
that or
right.
Lloyd Banks. I don't know.
Sure. And Hail Mary says, with the games, it's like, do you guys even watch? Like I said,
Yeah.
you can see it there.
The
So
hype drives everything though. It's all this weird manufactured hype that comes from like it's almost like when you're at a massive arena, right? You're at a massive stadium, baseball stadium, 60,000 people in the crowd, and every once in a while you'll hear someone like 50 feet away trying to start a "Let's go Yankees"
right.
like chant, and it's like only like one out of every 10 like really turn into the stadium erupting. It's almost
Yeah.
like that's what people do in the hobby. Like from random corners, they'll try to start hyping people, just hoping the entire arena catches on
Yeah.
and really builds the hype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
It's the
typically
slow
how
clap
it
and
goes
like,
on.
who's with me?
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
with me?
Davis Mills, it's like last
Oh,
year
David Davis Mills. Oh my
his
God.
2 weeks in the sun where like everyone's like, "Do you have a Davis Mills?" We're like, "No, I don't."
No. Steve says people spend thousands on QB prospects when Peyton Manning cards aren't worth a fraction. Still blows my mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. We allow that to happen, and yeah, that's been the hobby. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like too. It's with younger guys is who they don't know who Peyton. They don't know who Peyton Manning. They've heard the name, but they can't watch him play on Sunday. They just told like
Right.
Oz's thing. It's like if I didn't see him play, I was told they're great. So there's that aspect to it as well.
And I
So
get it. And you want to be able, like you said, to have a little bit of skin in the game, and you're actually watching these players, and you're gambling on that, and it's all like short term. So it's not like they're looking at these guys as long term, like you said. It's for the quick flip, and if they can get it, great. But if you don't, like you said, you get stuck with some of those cards, and that's it. Some of those guys, they got 2-3 games in them,
mhm.
and then they're relegated to the bench for the rest of their career, and you got stuck paying $6, $7, $8, $10, $12,000 for that card. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And I'm not trying to like change the conversation here by any means, but I was just thinking about it as you were talking about Peyton Manning. Can you imagine how different quarterbacks, in particular legacies, would be different if Tom Brady never existed?
Oh,
It's just like with Jordan. If Jordan never
This guy
played
would
in
have
the
threw up and still won.
Man, it's unbelievable. It's like one player can just have such an impact on so many players. It's like their entire generation basically cannot win a ring
yeah.
because of that one dominant player. People must just really feel some type of way. Like people that are retired by now, I don't care what they say. They feel some type of way about this
Like,
guy.
look, Charles Barkley, he tried as best as he could with the Sixers. He said, "Nah, I went to Phoenix." And he still couldn't do it. Got to the finals, was the MVP, and Mike still stuck it to his ass. And that digs in him. And every chance Mike gets, he'll tell him right to his face, "You ain't got no rings, bro."
Barkley was MVP that year, right?
Yeah,
The year
Yep.
that they went to the
yeah,
finals. Dude,
yeah.
Barkley was the most dominant player in basketball for
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
maybe that's an overstatement, but he was like top 2,
He
top
was.
3.
He
He was like Curry to LeBron
Yeah.
basically.
Like I
Like
said, for the Dream Team, he was the most dominant player for the Dream Team that year.
Yeah.
unbelievable. The guy couldn't be stopped. He was like 280 pounds and like flew in the air like a gazelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is what Zion Williamson wishes he could be.
Dude,
Oh,
Zion.
that's fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
let's
a
not
thing.
even,
Yeah,
man.
real quick, Cardboard Trap House. He said he heard it was $20 for 20 minutes in the champagne room. Let him know the name of the place, and I can let you know the name of the place, but it is day shift hours. Those are day shift hours and day shift prices. So just so you know.
Is that Buck Rubs?
Hey, don't be. We're not sponsored here, so let's not drop any names.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship, bro.
Yeah, listen, uh, Matt says the new product side of the hobby has always been hype driven. Everyone financially benefits except the newcomers up to the hobby. Yes, sir. It's like, come on in and spend your money here. So, fellas, and we're coming down the home stretch. Let's get to our cards of the week here. If we have any cards handy. Oh, wow. Oz has opened one fresh
Oh,
pack.
opening.
Love it.
Wow.
Got a
Go ahead,
fresh
Rob. I'll let
open.
you go first.
So I don't have anything crazy. Um, I posted a few things that I picked up this
Hmm.
week. I picked up like a ton of X Fractors and refractors of like mid 2000s Giants, Tiki Barber, Eli Manning and stuff. But
I love that.
this I finally pulled the trigger on,
Ooh,
and it's
man.
it's the
Ooh,
Prism Gold Mean
Mean
Gene
Gene.
Okerlund. So
Nice.
this makes my third one now. So I own 3 out of 10 of these things, and
Mm,
I don't even know if any others have been pulled. So yeah, the Mean Gene Prism Select Gold out of 10. It's the third one now that I own.
nice.
This next one, this is a signed 1951 Del Rice. I'm building the. I guess I have my
Need
green
green
screen
screen
on.
on.
Yeah, let me see.
The
Yeah,
green
so
screen.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know how the green screen's on because that's my background, so that's weird.
Mm,
So signed 1951 Bowman card, and then this is a signed 1951 Bowman PSA graded Roy Sievers right here. So
mm,
yeah, so I tell you, I started building the 1951 Bowman set probably about a year ago. I have the biggest card, which is the Mickey Mantle rookie, and slowly I've turned over, and now I'm only acquiring signed 1951 Bowman. So that's my ultimate goal. I think it's probably quite certain that I won't get a signed Mantle or a signed Maze, but everyone else from that set I should have a pretty good shot at. So like right now, I think I probably have about 15 to 20 signed 51 Bowmans.
Nice.
awesome. That's
Yeah, man.
awesome. Go ahead, Kamish. What you got on deck there?
Oh, this is the one. This is the one show I didn't bring any cards up to the room with me, but I got a picture of my.
Okay.
That's my just that's up for my Instagram. So that's from this SP Legends edition, recent hockey of a all-time Future Watch acetate card. Tony
Nice.
acetate
Love them.
That's nice.
of Eric Lindros.
I
So that
love
was a little
those.
pickup.
Nice.
You
So
know
Yeah,
what?
see.
Whatever happened to Lindros? Did he have the career that people expected him to?
no,
Yeah, he came
no,
out in what
he
91,
had what was it,
91?
7 concussions in probably about 4 or 5 months,
What?
and yeah, he was
Almost like
pretty.
Tua.
He came back way too early. Things weren't great. There was arguing and infighting with the Flyers training staff back in there, which soured that relationship. He got traded, went to New York for a couple seasons. After New York, Toronto, and then he ended up in Dallas, and then called it a career. But yeah, it was cut short from concussions, and
He was the absolute number one prospect in like
hmm
90 91. I can remember getting I think it was like those classic cards they're called, and they showed
yep,
had players of every sports. And I just
yep,
remember always having Lindros cards because
yep.
he was literally going to be the next Gretzky.
Yeah.
They called him the next one. So, but I mean, he had a
Sure.
great career. I mean, it just he fell short. You know, they got steamrolled in the Stanley Cup Finals the year he made it, and he won a Hart Trophy. So, um, he yeah, he's still my favorite Flyer. Always will be. He
There you
changed
go.
the game. I mean, he was nobody had the physical dominance. He was like Barkley on skates.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Big
so
boy.
we know he's your favorite Flyer, but let me
Mhm.
ask you, who's your favorite cousin?
I
Who
know the
is
answer
your
to that. Go
favorite
ahead. You can
cousin?
kiss his ass. Go ahead.
Kiss ass.
Yeah. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Kiss his ass.
Kiss his
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta
Listen.
pick one. You gotta pick one.
what's that? I gotta save one.
Yeah, listen.
You got to kill one. You got to screw one.
Yeah. Have Mary kill.
The cousins edition.
Cousins edition.
Yeah, Mary F.
We'll just
Kill. You can
we'll
throw
just do
those
look, marry and screw.
Mary F. Kill.
Who would you screw and who would you marry?
This turned upside
Yeah,
down.
this ain't going. No, you
You know,
don't have me on camera.
you know you want to screw
Just
me.
like nah.
You know you want to screw me, and you'll marry Tony. Stop playing.
Everyone does Oz. Everyone does it.
So
It's a
let me
beard.
pivot real quick.
Yeah,
And
pivot.
yeah, whenever rip and flipping car says whenever manufacturer has multiple one on ones of every major player, how can they all hold value? Speculators
Yeah.
move the money, aka hype sells. Yeah,
Listen,
that was
Very well
Yeah,
said.
bro.
Ripping
So,
and flipping cards.
yep,
Very
and
well said.
yeah, that definitely turned beta there a little bit. Steve.
You
So,
just want to bang me too. Shut up.
this is Vacation Oz is
It is
he's
vacation mode
he's
on.
aggressive.
I'm ready to get it going, baby.
Yeah, for sure. Oz, you want to go next, or you want me to
Yeah,
go?
I'll go. I'll go.
Okay.
I don't know if you can read this. Can you read that?
That's auf
Yeah, we can
Deutsch.
read it, but it's in a different language. So no, we cannot.
Einzelheiten zum Kauf.
Right. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
so I don't know what that says, but that's where my card came from. I'm assuming Germany.
Okay.
So this particular card, I don't know if you remember, I posted this one. This was the 1993 Freedom Press checklist, which had a bunch of high school heroes. Bill Clinton had Michael Jackson there, Ross Perot, a couple of things like that. So I actually got the real card, the 1993 Freedom Press Michael card. So this is the actual
Oh,
card of
okay.
Michael Jackson. There's
Wow.
it's a Pop 5 PSA 9. There's none higher. So I figured I'd get the little matching set, got the checklist, and then I got the card to go with it.
Wow.
Cool.
Just
That's
you know,
nice.
expanding that Michael collection. You know, all the weird stuff that I knew.
What year is that?
That's 1993. This is the year I graduated from high school. So this is kind of like why I got it, because it's a high school.
Because, yeah,
thing.
because that's a picture of him from the 70s.
Yeah, it's like the school. I mean, the set's pretty cool. So it takes all these guys, and it basically, like, if you look at the back of the card, it has their statistics. So it says, it has school, Montclair College Preparatory, 1973, occupation singer, king of pop is what they have as his occupation.
What's
So they have
What's Bill statistics?
Bill. Bill says,
We might as well keep the.
Saxophone, president of the cigar club,
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
aficionado.
Yeah.
I did not have sexual relations with
There
that
you go.
woman.
So let me. I guess I'll go.
What do you got?
Well, the first one
What do
is.
you got, Tony?
Yeah, well, the first one I did post this one. Like I said, I usually don't do the Prism thing, but that's the 1 out of 10 gold McNabb.
That's huge.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, it was the
I
101.
ask you, the people need to know.
Sure.
What did that cost you?
This was a little north of $100.
Oh my god! Good
Yeah.
for you, man.
Not
Dude,
too-
I was going for a Eli Manning. It was a BGS 9.5. I think it sold for like 4K or something crazy like that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was nuts.
Wow. Huh.
What is it with Eli, bro? I think as he's going along, there's somebody that's pumping his market. I'm not saying you, but I don't know. I look at some of his prices, like the one we were at the show, Philly show, and we saw some exquisite cards of his, and the prices were absolutely ridiculous. And I'm like, for Eli Manning?
Listen, he's got cards like that, like you're saying, exquisite cards that are 8K, 10K.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's going to obviously be in the Hall of Fame, and he's had an Iron Man career and played a ton of games. But I was like blown away. I was like, I did not think his market. I know there's a lot of cards that are out there that you can get for cheap, but there's some big boy bangers that I was like, okay.
I know, man.
I hope those guys who bought those big boy bangers don't go look at his career stats at the end.
So before we go down that,
why are we doing this, fellas? Everything was going great.
Doing great. Hey, you threw the question at me, getting me in trouble with the cousins.
I just asked if you had to kill one, who would you kill? That's all I wanted to know.
Great. So let me show the other one. The other one is these are I've been having a hard time finding these.
Oz license plate. What does that mean?
Smooth criminal, baby.
Oh,
Smooth criminal.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Wow, Matt wins the chat for the night.
Now I want to know if Sam's being honest here or if he's trying to pull a
Sam
fast.
said. So Sam says that he graduated high school in 03.
He said, "I thought we graduated the same year in 03."
Yeah.
Now I'm a little older, brother.
Oz just has a good surgeon. So this is a 3-color game used patch of my Eagle man crush, Mr. Terrell Owens.
Dude, that's a
Um,
nice
I
patch.
like getting these,
See,
and
I would hate T.O. if I were an Eagles fan.
I love
Beautiful
To.
card. That's a look at that patch.
I love To. This is actually at 200, believe it or not. So,
Wow.
yeah, I love To. I love the swag. I loved
Love me
everything that
some me.
came. I love me some me. I loved everything about it. Um, just didn't work out. But yeah, when I see game used Eagle stuff from To, definitely picking it up. And it's bargain. Those are two. Well, the one more bargain basement than the other. But yeah. So those are the cards of the week for this week. I continue to pick up football. I'm rolling with Big Ken. Which let me ask you guys, Rob. I'm stealing your bit, or somebody. So where you said you asked who if you could only collect one player, who would it
Oh,
be? And
yeah,
you could
yeah,
only
yeah.
collect one sport, who would it be? So Oz, if you could only collect one player, who would it be? One athlete. Let's just
One
say
athlete, all like it.
that's it. One athlete.
Gee willikers, Dre. Um,
Willikers.
so one athlete.
It's
If I
not
could afford it, or like,
um let's put it if let's not give it an unlimited bank account. Let's just let's use real let's not use the Roth cards approach.
yeah.
Let's use sorry, bro. That wasn't it. I don't care. Oh well. See, Oz, you want me to take a stand? There you go. So
I
go
love you, Roth.
ahead.
I love you, Roth. Okay, so you know what? It would have to be, man. I'm gonna go Wilt Chamberlain, bro. Like, get all Wilt Chamberlain's bangers. Like, just
Wow.
because to me, I think as great as he was, I just still think he's underrated as one of the best basketball players ever. He changed the game. If he were to be playing in today's game, I think he'd be an animal. I mean, dude averaged 50 points, like freaking 20 rebounds, 10 block. Like, he had quadruple doubles. They just didn't keep the stats. So he was a monster. And yeah, man, I just think what he did for the game, and I would choose him.
Let
Okay.
me follow up with that.
Go ahead.
Here's my question. How many Wilt Chamberlain cards you own right now?
Do I own right now? None.
So, what you're telling me is if you could collect only one player,
Hmm.
it would be Wilt Chamberlain, but right now you're not collecting him. What's
Right.
stopping you from collecting him?
Uh, price tag. Because if I'm gonna go Wilt, I want to go Wilt. So it's gonna be. I don't want to just say get the card and it be like a PSA 1. I want it to be. I said it before. Like, when I get stuff like, that's why with the Michael Jacksons, I'm the king of low pop. So the reason I'm trying to get the best of the best when it comes to that particular player. Same thing with Allen Iverson. It's what I can afford. So to me, if I were to go ahead and just get like a PSA 1, 2, or 3, or 4, knowing that there's 6 or 7s or 8s out there, I would feel
Are
unfulfilled
you
with
talking
that.
about his rookie?
His rookie and other
'Cause
cards.
you ain't picking up a PSA 7.
No, I'm saying
I think it's crazy.
You
that.
are. I
No,
don't
but
think anyone on
that's
this
my point.
screen is picking up a PSA 7.
But that's my point. I'm saying I would know that there's a 6 or a 7 out there, but I can never be able to get it. So I would feel a little unfulfilled, just the way I collect, because I want to be the best at that particular whatever the player is. So I would want to be up in the upper echelon, but I don't have that type of money. So I was like, I'm not going to take 10K, 12K and be just a mid-tier Will Chamberlain collector.
So that sounds like Wilt Chamberlain is not your answer.
That's it. He said if the money was if I was Roth cards, I could do whatever the hell I wanted.
I thought he said
No,
unlimited.
just real like right now, like how
Oh,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
right now.
like
Look
how
at
everything
him
is.
now.
Oh,
Unlimited
how
funds.
everything is right now. I thought you meant there was no budget.
No, like how
Like
everything is right now.
420
Like
really kicked in late, huh?
Yeah, you just were told. You were just told no more MJ, no more,
yeah,
no
athlete,
Stranger
just
Things
athlete.
stuff. You just got to collect one player, and that's what you're at from here on out.
No, I get it. I just thought
Yeah.
I could spend a little bit more money. So then, I mean, I'm in my lane, bro. It's AI then. Like I said, it's something that I know I can get a top tier collection. It's somebody that I love, that I grew up, that to me, like we're almost the same age. So I remember him being in Georgetown. I remember all the controversy. I remember him being taken under his wing by John Thompson. Not even, bro, he was the high school, football player of the year plus basketball player of the year. Like, dude had his whole life ahead of him, and then it got destroyed in one night at a bowling alley. And we were this close to not even knowing about Allen Iverson, because he could have been thrown in jail and locked away. And he was able to, by the grace of God, get with John Thompson. His mom begging John Thompson to take him under his wing, and John Thompson did. He made him into a man, and then Allen came into the league and took it by storm. And he had the thing with Allen, I loved him with all his warts, man. It's about a dude that went out there. He played hard. He wasn't perfect. We're not perfect. A lot of people act like they are, but we're not, and we all have faults. And with Allen, I just knew everything that came out of his mouth was just, it was him. It was authentic. It was genuine. And that to me is like, dude, I love that because nobody's perfect, man, and he'll let you know that. So
You know what would piss me off? Very well said, man. Awesome. I could feel the passion for sure. I think what would really piss me off about rooting for AI is that he has self-admittedly most of his career just not put in the effort that he should have. And
mhm.
as a Sixers fan, knowing that they were in the finals against the Lakers, like, and who knows? I mean, that leads me to believe, like, if he was better prepared that entire season, he might have had it in him to beat
Nah,
them.
not
No,
that
our
that
team was
season.
ass.
And
Listen,
he might have had it in him to get to more than one finals.
that I can agree with, but
I
that
wouldn't,
particular season,
I wouldn't be able, like that's why for me, Reggie Jackson, not that he ever would be, but like I'm just using him as a weird example. I would never be able to vote for Reggie because like he had way too many off the field issues that really pissed me off.
yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. I can look past that because I know when he that year, especially that year, that magical run where he won MVP and they were able, like the Lakers were, undefeated in the playoffs that year. They were a juggernaut, and we won that first game. And
That
obviously, that
game
was the only game we won.
that overtime game
Yeah.
when he stepped over
Yeah,
Tyrone.
I mean that dude. To me, we didn't win, but that's what I remember. I don't remember the Lakers hoisting up the thing. You know what I mean? What I remember is just the
40, I think would he put a 46 or
bro. He
51
was
that game?
he was a monster.
It was
Like what he
nuts.
did at his size, and to be able to just go amongst the trees. And even Kobe Bryant said, like, yo, one of the players I hated to play against was Allen Iverson because he was just nonstop. It was just full force all game long, coming at you. There was no breaks, and that's just how he played. And he played basketball with a football player's mentality, you
Yeah.
know. So that
Yeah.
I think for that particular year, he actually he bought in to Larry Brown's system. He did everything he needed to do. So for that particular year, that's at the that was his peak. And you saw what they could do. It's just with the Lakers, there was nothing. The rest of our team just wasn't up to par with those guys. Eric Snow, George Lynch, Dikembe Mutombo, Aaron McKee. It's like, come on, man. You're talking about,
Scrubbos.
yeah.
Commish.
I'm
Athlete.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. It's Gretzky. If I'd push everything aside for Gretzky. I mean, I'm not going to go into a long thing like Oz because this is his show, your show, your.
Yeah,
So
no, I
it's
got you.
pretty simple. It's one word, Gretzky. That's all you need to say.
Fair enough. Yeah. And Rob, I
Yeah.
think yours was Jeter, correct?
It was, yeah. And I kind of had the same weird I was going in the same direction where you were going initially, Oz, with Wilt Chamberlain, because on my episode I said, like, I realized I settled on Jeter. I realized no other athlete, really Jeter and Eli are in the same category as far as athletes in my adult life that have had the most impact on me. And I super collect Eli, but Jeter I just don't collect. And it made me sit back and say, like, why haven't I given myself permission, as weird as that sounds, why haven't I given myself
Mhm.
permission to start collecting Jeter? And part of it might be finances because, his cards are up there. He's almost like Mickey Mantle. He wasn't the greatest player of
Yeah.
his generation, Jeter, but he's probably the most expensive and will be the most remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
but yeah,
Yeah, for me, it's that guy right there,
Mike
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson, all day. Uh,
oh,
yeah, Mike Tyson all day, not Mario, but Mike Tyson all day. Just
Can we pick Mario? Because I would pick Mario.
you could pick Mario, Super
Okay.
Mario. But nah, Mike. Besides Jordan, that's just I've never seen an athlete like at the top. I got to see Mike at the top of his game, dominate people, destroy people at the top of his game, be bigger than life, be just like this whole thing. Fall
how old are you,
off.
Tony?
What's that?
How old are you?
I'm 43.
Okay.
I grew up on Mike, bro. All day,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all day. So yeah. So I just saw the rise, fall, and then rise again. Like you know what I mean. So this dude is
Mhm.
and just yeah. I just yeah. That's it for me. It's as much I like all my Eagle stuff. I just feel like I could just dive into that and just. There's so many layers to that, Oz bullying me, and then me watching them fight. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
I've
it's
just
all
been
day.
nasty to you over the years, and we don't need to talk about it here and now, but
No, we
because
need to set up
No,
a thing
I
with
was
you on
gonna
the couch.
say
yeah,
you
I don't want to
guys.
put your business out there, but
You see this?
well, I mean, even to this day, he's taunting you.
Yeah, that's the world's smallest violin playing for your ass there. Shut the hell up.
Tony, listen, I don't
You're
worry.
gonna play that card. Yeah, yeah,
We'll have a phone
I'm not
call
even gonna go there.
afterwards, Tony. We'll process it. Um,
Yeah. So, but
but
hey, fellas, so let's wrap up here. Any last words? Rob, go ahead. You have the floor, sir.
no, man, no last words. Just appreciate you guys having me on. This is definitely a lot of fun, man. Neil,
Yeah.
always good to see you.
You too, Rob.
Yeah.
Tony, you guys are killing it.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. Rob, stay on when we finish here real quick. Yeah. Neil, go ahead, brother.
No, just shout out to you guys for doing what you guys doing. I appreciate you guys having me on, and yeah, let's go Sixers, right?
Here we go. There we go. So before I kick it over to Oz to take us home, just again, thank you to everyone in the chat. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. And Oz is on vacation next week, so we're gonna see how we figure this out. I might have to employ some guest hosts, but we'll see. I don't know where Oz may or may not be somewhere.
I'll
You
be
never
calling
know.
in. I'll make
Yeah,
sure I have my laptop or at least my handy dandy phone. I'll be
perfect.
making
Uh,
sure I'm coming in.
all right, perfect.
Coming
So
in
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But again, thanks to
5 minutes
everyone in the
late.
chat. Appreciate you guys. And go ahead, Oz, take us home, brother.
Yeah, man, this was fun. A lot of great topics today. Appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate you, Mr. IFC, Mr. Kamish. Of course, Tony. Love you. Love all you guys out there. Mr. 1956 Tops guy. Real quick, just wanted you said I get it wanting to be top tier, but at the end of the day, does that matter? I think it's all about what you think of your collection, not how it stacks up with other people. And I totally agree. I really don't care about what anybody thinks of my collection. It's just me, like. I'm kind of in my upcoming episode on Monday. I talk about my OCD when it comes to certain things and pop counts. It's just like I don't know. It's in my mind and it really doesn't have to do with anyone else. It's just me trying to get a top tier collection for myself. If I know that there's a PSA 7 Wilt Chamberlain that's going for 250K and I got a 4 at 12K, I know that card's out there and I would never be able to get it. So it's like I'm not going to get started in something that I'll never be able to achieve unless I sell my house and or hit the lottery. So that's that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. And we're going to end this like we always do, and that is keep focused, keep positive, and keep collecting. Hey, yo, Tone, bring the beat back.
You got it. And we'll bring the beat back as soon as I find the beat because the beat is not where it usually is, but there's the beat right there.